While I wouldn't say I'm a minimalist, we still don't buy a lot of things. 54 to be exact, so that I can stay home with my kids, run a side business, but not need so much money to buy all the things, because we're not buying as much as we probably normally would. As you listen to my 54 things, I would love if you would drop some of your own things that you do not buy to save money, maybe to go on trips, to stay home with your kids, whatever it may be, in the comments so we can get more inspiration of things that maybe we don't need to be buying. Let's start with the kitchen and different food items that we do not buy. Drinks other than orange juice and milk, and occasionally like Pedialyte when my kids are sick. We don't buy pop, we don't buy sugary drinks for our kids, no chocolate milk. We pretty much stick to the basics. At restaurants, almost always we do not buy anything except water, unless my husband and I are going on a date night, we might buy an alcoholic drink, but for our kids, it's just milk. We don't really ever buy bottled water except for at parties or maybe for a stockpile, but we don't drink bottled water. Bulk food, I'm gonna end up not eating all of it, or some will go bad before we get through it all. It takes up a lot of space, so we really just stick to buying enough for the next week or 2 weeks. We don't buy individually packaged snacks for our kids. We pretty much stick to things in bags and not those pre-packaged, individually wrapped snacks. We don't buy Costco or Sam's Club memberships, so we don't have that cost going in, and I just find we save money on the membership and we save money not buying and seeing all these random things that we want that cost a lot of money. When everything you buy in there is a lot of money, you are getting good value and the price per item is pretty low. But I find that shopping at Aldi and Walmart and just sticking to the list, especially doing pickup, saves us so much money. We don't really buy a whole lot of kitchenware, cookware, gadgets, that kind of thing. My husband was even a chef for many years and we both love to cook, but most of the things we have can work for just about anything. And then we really don't buy paper towels. We do clean like our toilets and things like that with paper towels, so usually one package of paper towels lasts the whole year, but the rest we use reusable washcloths. We just clean off surfaces and wash them in the washing machine. We've been doing this for 7 years and it's worked really well for us. Now, before I get too far in this video, I don't want anybody to feel like you're spending too much on anything or feel guilty. That's not what this video is for. It's just to inspire you, give you some ideas of things you might be able to save on. I would love if you shared your own in the comments, but if you wait till the very end of this video, I'm gonna share some things that we actually do buy that many people may not buy. So maybe you'll feel a little better after watching all the things we don't buy. Let's talk beauty products. I really try not to try out beauty products. Once I find what I like, I pretty much stick to that, and I don't wear eyeshadow ever. So that really helps. There's nothing to try. I don't spend money on manicures or pedicures, so I just usually do my own nails, or I just really don't care that much, quite honestly. I do not pay for lash extensions. I do wear fake lashes, but I really like a more simple look. I don't really spend any money on hair products or gadgets. I literally bought a Numi set of different curling wands. They had different sizes for one wand and a straightener. I bought that about 8 or 9 years ago and I'm still using it, and I literally have not bought a single hair gadget since. That's pretty good. I never buy lipstick. I really never wear lipstick, so I just don't buy it. There's no point. I don't buy hair color. I do feel very blessed to have very pretty hair on its own, although I hated it my whole life until I became an adult. But I don't pay to get my hair colored. I'm sure one day that may change. And then I really don't buy perfume. I was gifted perfume over the years from different family members, and so if I'm gonna wear perfume, I just spritz on a little bit of that and it lasts forever. When it comes to kids and all the things that come along with kids, which can be a lot of things, we do not buy expensive backpacks or even backpacks every year. Kids are so prone to losing things and destroying things. I'd rather pay less on something like that until they're older and are more responsible. We really try not to buy toys outside of birthdays or holidays. Now, I do love to buy my kids toys, but I really try to save them for those holidays and those birthdays. Anything outside of that, they can spend their own allowance money on. I have really gotten away from buying any toys of any kind that make noise. I hate them. I think they are crafted by the devil and just out to destroy parents' sanity, so they don't come in our house anymore. We do not buy greeting cards for our kids' birthdays. I just think it's really sweet to make our own card and write just a very sweet message from the heart, which I think means a whole lot more, especially to kids, than what a greeting card might say. And we do not, and hopefully will not for many years, buy our kids phones. We opt for watches. Our oldest has a gizmo watch, so we can still call her if she's at a friend's house, or she can call us, more importantly, but she can't get into any of the major downsides of having a phone. As someone who is home all the time and personally loves decor and organization, all those things, there's still a lot of things I don't buy that surprise myself when it comes to our home. First of all, I do not buy any seasonal decor or holiday decor outside of Christmas, but for Easter, for 4th of July, for Thanksgiving, for all of those holidays, I really don't buy anything else anymore. I do not buy expensive furniture. Now I know expensive usually means quality, but when you have little kids who are gonna wreck things, whether they are great quality or horrible quality, we go with middle of the road quality. I buy a ton at IKEA, I buy a ton at Target, Wayfair, stuff like that. That is, you know, middle of the road, not super expensive, but not gonna fall apart in a day. I really don't buy anything trending, or I don't buy it because it's trending. I have found I have had the same style for many years now, and I just buy what I like because then I'm not going to get sick of it in a year and have to replace it. I just go with pretty neutral colors that I like, that work for our home, and I just pretty much stick with that. I don't go with whatever is trending because it is trending. It's just never been who I am. I also apparently don't buy paint for my kitchen. We have had the same swatch up for 7 years since we moved in, and I have not got around to painting it. I mean, I have thought about it many times, but I just haven't got around to it. So apparently that's something we don't buy, may never buy until we go to sell our house. We also don't buy seasonal linens. We just have the same sheets we use all year. I just find it's way easier that way. You don't have to store them. You don't have to keep track of them. We also do not buy dryer sheets. We switched over to the wool balls many years ago, and they have worked great for our family. I also don't really buy any outdoor decor. We don't buy air fresheners in our home. We're really trying to cut out extra chemicals and things like that. I also don't buy a lot of cleaners. I really like to go with the all-purpose. For most things that we clean, I just use water, vinegar, and a little cleaning essential oils. And then for any deeper stuff, I try to use just an all-purpose spray and just stick to that. We also don't buy bath bombs. Am I the only parent or woman in the world who thinks bath bombs are insanely expensive? To do like $1 to $3 or $4 or $5 per bath, I just think is insane. We also don't pay for lawn care. I will say last summer my husband did hire a teen in the neighborhood to mow our lawn, but he still did all of the weed whacking. We do all of our own weeding. We do all of our own seeding of our grass and all of the things. I also do not buy new towels. We do not have matching sets of towels. I have a couple white towels and the rest are towels that we have had since we were married. We also don't buy blankets. We have been given so many blankets over the years. So we have so many blankets, we could do a giant fort all over our house. We do not need to buy any blankets. We also do not buy anything to replace something that's working fine. So if there's a kitchen gadget or a household item that we just want an upgrade, like a vacuum or something, we aren't gonna do it until it's like not working anymore. As someone who loves to organize and loves to walk through the Container Store and just see all of the beauty, I don't have a fancy pantry with beautiful white bins from the Container Store that are like $1,000 a piece. I just go with the Dollar Tree. We also don't update things in our home pretty much ever anymore, even if we hate them. So I hate our kitchen floors. You cannot see crumbs on them, which sounds like a good thing, but I will be sweeping and I don't even know where my pile of dirt is because it's so hard to tell. I don't love the color of my kitchen cabinets. I don't love the backsplash, but right now we'd much rather just save that money and let me be home and working and homeschooling. And then in addition to pantry containers, we don't buy expensive containers for bins and things around the house. We have so many bins, but I don't spend a lot of money on them. When it comes to clothes and accessories, just like our home, I do not buy anything trending or name brand. I just think it's a waste of money. And quite honestly, I thrift most of my clothes, so I just really don't care about that stuff. I do not buy really ever that I can think of full price kids clothes. I'm either a clearance item at Target kind of shopper or thrifting for my kids clothes, buying secondhand. I also really don't buy jewelry. I never wear necklaces ever. I never wear bracelets. I wear my one wedding ring. That is it. Not that I have multiple wedding rings, but I only wear that ring of all rings. I will occasionally change out my earrings for like church, but I have the same set. I might add to it once every 5 years, but other than that, I really am not a jewelry person. We also don't buy a lot of coats, and once we have coats that work, we do not buy new until they are wrecked, and we live in Minnesota with 4 distinct seasons. We also do not buy any seasonal pajamas besides one pair of Christmas pajamas every year. We also don't buy a lot of extra shoes for our kids. I try to have a pair of dress shoes, winter boots, and then a pair of tennis shoes, and then a pair of sandals. I also am not a purse person, so unless I absolutely need a new purse or a diaper bag, I don't buy a new one. And then I have a crossbody purse that I use when I'm not with my kids. And then also the same thing with wallets. I have had the same wallet for a couple years now. Okay, let's talk leisure and hobbies. Extracurriculars, if you will. We really do not buy magazines. I've tried subscribing myself, I've tried subscribing my kids, and we just don't read them. We do not buy cable anymore, especially when there's so many streaming services. And talking about streaming services, we've really downsized those as well because we don't watch a whole lot of TV, and it's so easy to spend as much as you would on a cable service by adding on all these extra channels. We also do not buy really nice vacations. That's just something that costs so much money, and while our kids are little, I just don't think it's even worth it for us personally because they're probably not going to remember it. I'd rather wait till they're a lot older. And also, we have had amazing vacations just at a cabin a couple hours away with an Airbnb, and I also tried out travel hacking this year, so we got our Airbnb for completely free, which is awesome. I'll put a link to more information if you guys are interested. So we just don't buy really expensive vacations at all. As someone who loves planning, you're probably surprised to know that I do not buy planner stickers. I have bought a couple books of them over the years and I just do not use them, so why keep buying them? And then when we are on any kind of vacation or outing, we do not buy souvenirs. We will buy occasionally like a small stuffed animal for our kids that doesn't have the logo or anything on it, but will remind us of that trip, but it will still be something that they can actually play with, so it's useful instead of just a little trinket that's going to sit on the shelf. And then lastly, it's just some random things we do not buy. We do not buy invitations to send out. We just use Facebook or text. Why buy paper that's just going to get thrown away? We also do not update our vehicles every couple years. My husband has had the same vehicle for 9 or 10 years now. I have had the same vehicle for 4 years, and we're not planning to replace those until literally they can't drive anymore. And then we also don't buy expensive machinery for our lawn care or things like that. We have bought 2 lawnmowers over our 10 years, almost 11 years of marriage. Both were about $35 used, and they have lasted us that entire time. We don't plan to buy a brand new snowblower next time. We will buy it used or try to get a really good deal whenever that one dies that we've had for 10 years. We really don't want to buy expensive stuff like that because it's just not worth it to us when lesser expensive things do just as good of a job. So those are 54 things that we don't buy. But what are some things we do buy? Just for total transparency, to make you know that you're not alone if you do still buy a lot of stuff. Some things we do buy and that are okay because we all have different priorities and different lives and different situations. I do buy kid books, like a lot of kid books. Like I ran a daycare and I filled up an entire giant cabinet full of kid books, amount of kid books. I do buy a lot of kids' toys and activity books, like I said, for holidays and birthdays and things like that, but I do buy a lot of them by today's standards, especially by minimalism standards, but we do a toy rotation system, so we don't have very many toys out at one time, and it helps keep them fresh. But I was a daycare provider. I love early childhood education. I just love high quality kid toys, so I do buy a lot of them. Plus, I'm with my kids all the time, so it's nice to keep things fresh and different. We do pay for a cleaning service, which is the best couple $100s that we spend every single month for our marriage, for my sanity, for my kids' sanity. It just saves me 3 hours every 2 weeks. She cleans our whole house top to bottom. I still do a lot of cleaning between then, especially vacuuming and sweeping and countertops and things like that, but she does so much of the stuff that I don't want to do or don't have to do, especially the showers and dusting, and it's just the best couple $100s we spend every single month. We buy a lot of IKEA furniture, especially cube units. I love me a cube unit. I find they are very good quality overall. They are very functional. We can use them in so many different ways, so I've moved them to all different areas of our house. So instead of buying new furniture, I just move stuff around our house and shop our house, and it's a fun way to keep things fresh, to organize. You can do closet systems with IKEA cube units. I love them. My husband has an addiction to grills and smokers. We have a lot, too many, but it's his thing, so I allow it. Just like he allows me to buy IKEA cube units. We have way too many measuring cups. My husband owns a cookie business. It's his side business, so he's constantly like needing 4 different 1-cup scoops, and it's just easier to have a ton. But do we need them? No, we don't need them, and there's frankly too many. I probably buy too many things for homeschooling. It's my guilty pleasure. I love education. I love all things learning, so I probably buy too much. I don't buy a lot of them now because I have such a good stockpile, but I do buy a lot of Dollar Tree and Target bins. I just love bins. I don't know what it is. They just call to me. They speak to me. They beckon me over when I'm at the store. I just gravitate toward them. And then I also do like to buy cute decor for my kids' rooms. Now, I don't buy it all year long. I have redone each of my girls' rooms a couple times over the years. That's when I will stock up on it. But, you know, I do like my kids' rooms to be really cute. I hope you guys enjoyed learning some things you could cut out of your budget or your spending to save some money. I would love to know, if you could find an extra $500 in your budget, what would you do with it, first of all? And secondly, what's something that this inspired you to give up? Let me know in the comments. I would love to have you as part of our Glue Stick family, so please subscribe. I love putting out helpful videos for moms, especially those moms wanting to stay home and work from home, or those who already are. It's just a huge passion of mine. So I'd love for you to come subscribe, become part of our Glue Stick family, and be inspired and motivated. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.